oh, how everything can change in a matter of days. It was all good just a week ago. We beat up on the Chicago Sky a few days ago. 35-point victory. Caitlin Clark triple-double. Indiana Fever riding high. Indiana Fever fans riding high. Caitlin Clark supporters riding high. And then, of course, the dweebs do what the dweebs do. They make up nonsense. They make up lies. And the WNBA validate the lies. The WNBA validates the nonsense. The WNBA validates non-truths.
The Indiana Fever have finished playing nice and are now threatening to boycott the entire WNBA because of what they claim are outright lies, rumors, and drama lies. The problem is that no one is revealing the specifics of these lies, which range from explosive secrets to behind-the-scenes feuds. Is this a power move or the beginning of a scandal that could rock the WNBA as a whole? The Fever are acting as though they know something that the other teams in the league really don't want out. Keep an eye out because this one is going to blow up.
Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. This dump, this turd of turds known as the WNBA, this damn league can't get the hell out of their own way. They don't get it. They just don't get it. The diva of Dump Divas, Kat Engelbert, she does not understand how fragile this fan base is. And by fragile, I'm referring to their level of loyalty to pretend basketball, which in this case doesn't exist.
Okay, if you thought the WNBA drama was solely about basketball, get ready for a reality check that will be messier than your last breakup text. Here is the Indiana Fever's hot, sizzling mess both on and off the court, lead by none other than the brilliant, irresistible every sports executive fantasizes about insanely high ticket prices, sellout games, new fans tuning in, and the Fever providing the heat, energy, and attention the WNBA sorely needs. Caitlin Clark is essentially the league's cash cow, the golden ticket, the crowd puller, and the hype machine.
You would think the number one thing you'd be talking about after that game, after that amazing performance from Caitlin Clark, the triple-double, the amazing passes, the crazy shots, you'd think we would be talking about basketball. The number one thing you think we'd be investigating is how nobody else in the WNBA has ever done anything like Caitlin Clark is doing. We should be investigating the fact that Caitlin Clark's 4 threes in that game were more exciting than, like, if you go to 2022 and check out the top 10 plays of the WNBA season, her 4 threes in that game were more exciting than those 10 plays. Literally. Like, what she does in one game is single-handedly more exciting than anything we've ever seen in the WNBA. That's what we should be.
However, the league and its devoted supporters choose to pretend that the Fever are the bad guys ruining the basket because Caitlin Clark's daring tackle on Angel Rhea allegedly caused the fans to become a bit too excited.
Started all of this.
It's a flagrant. And then Chicago will maintain the basketball. Reese misses.
Okay, that was it. That noise you heard right there that sounds a little bit like a dolphin was actually a YouTuber called Flight Reacts. A laugh. All right, a laugh that it's my understanding actually gets played during NBA games too. That's what it's all about because they tried to say that sounded like a monkey.
Let's go back in time and reenact this as a vintage reality show. Angel, the queen of smirks and side eyes, Reese, gives a Fever player a firm back of the head shove that shouts, "I'm here to throw elbows and get away with it." After Caitlin delivers Angel a fair, honest, and dirty foul, the Fever supporters are instantly painted as villains. The league fabricates racist conspiracy theories in the stands, and Angel is elevated to the status of untouchable martyr.
National television. It's been the most polarizing conversation in all of sports over the last 24 hours rather. Angel Reese, many would suggest that she overreacted, but Slick, do you have an issue with Angel Reese's reaction to Caitlin Clark's flagrant foul?
Yes, and I have an issue with the way she reacted. I have an issue with the way it's being handled by her, by the Chicago Sky, everybody involved.
The irony, while the rest of the WNBA sits there like a sullen audience, watching their own ratings get overshadowed by one star and the team that supports her, the Fever supporters are the only ones packing stadiums, purchasing jerseys, selling out arenas, and essentially funding the league.
Just really thankful. They kept continued to show up for us. And they make a lot of noise. Like, they're into it, not just sitting there. Like, they're invested in this basketball. It's great for our league. It's great for every team that gets to come and play here. I think we've had a lot of great battles, and they've helped us win a lot of games on this floor. So, like I said, hopefully we can bring the playoffs back here and give them a taste of it, because they deserve it. It's been since 2016. So, it's only going to get better and better from here on out.
The murmurs. We want Caitlin to succeed, but not like that, not while the Fever fans exist, are almost audible. Translation: the WNBA seems to have decided that the best way to deal with growing popularity is to burn the house down, starting with the very team that keeps the lights on. We want the league to grow, but only if it fits the script of victimhood and manufactured drama. And here's the really bad part.
Flagrant foul on Caitlin Clark. Listen, I was at the game. If there was somebody being racist or saying shit, obviously boot him, never let him back. I would be stunned beyond belief if that was the case. This crowd, I've sat on the wood for a million games, been in a million environments. The crowd at the Fever game, little girls, families, ladies, nice crowd. You even though it's 100% false, by acknowledging we don't condone hate and not seeing that this is a internet rumor, complete bullshit, you're lending credence to this. There was none of that. It was a great crowd, a positive crowd. Yeah, Angel Reese deserved to get her ass booed when she attacked Caitlin on a normal foul.
What's really going on is racism. Or is it envy, control, and a big dose of resentment at the Fever in Caitlin's soaring renown that you desire drama? The very supporters who are accused of racism are the ones who turned out in large numbers to support their team. Since Angel Reese, whether you like her or not, is the league's favored antagonist, and the Fever supporters are seemingly the scapegoats for every ounce of tension that arises, Caitlin Clark is the most divisive figure in the league. However, here is the reality without Caitlin and the Fever. While the league dithers, the Fever continues to score points on the court and in the hearts of fans because, in the end, no amount of trivial drama can stop the real game of basketball, which sells out arenas, sells jerseys, and makes the sport impossible to ignore. The WNBA may still be trying to fill half-empty gymnasiums with free ticket signs and awkward silence, but now it's booming, and the very people who should be celebrating are trying to cancel the party. Hopefully, the WNBA will realize that sometimes growth is messy, but it's well worth it.
They wanted to hone their defensive skills last season. In the offseason, Stephanie White made it a point to drill that idea home. I mean, Caitlin Clark talked about upping her defense, and in the offseason, they picked up a lot of key defenders. They picked up Natasha Howard, who is the 2019 Defensive Player of the Year, and last season, the Connecticut Sun came in first in their defensive rating. So what did the Fever do? They took Stephanie White, they took Keith Porter, they brought in Tawana Bonner, and they said, we're doing this.
Okay, this WNBA soap opera has more twists than a pretzel factory. So let's take a closer look. The Indiana Fever, a team that has essentially turned the league's lights back on after years of flickering weekly like a faulty phone connection, and Caitlin Clark, a rookie phenom who is breaking records and expectations more quickly than anybody could have predicted, are two examples. It's essentially a sports marketer's dream come true, with fans coming to games, venues crowded, ticket prices skyrocketing like they have rocket fuel strapped underneath, and merchandise sales through the ceiling. However, here's the thing. Rather than a collective, hell yeah, let's ride this wave, the Fever and their fans are accused of being too loud, too proud, and somehow too much, the kind of too much that apparently ruins the carefully crafted narrative the rest of the WNBA wants to push. It's like the league's own version of You Can't Sit With Us, but with basketball jerseys and some seriously dubious calls about who deserves to be on the court. This is the exact opposite of what the league and its fans want.
Today, the WNBA is investigating alleged racial comments that were directed at WNBA player Angel Reese by fans yesterday at the Gainbridge Fieldhouse. Actually, that game was on Sunday. The Players Union says it supports, on Saturday rather. The Players Union says it supports the investigation and condemns all forms of hate and discrimination.
What is the actual problem? It all came to a head after that notorious tackle, the one that sent the internet into a frenzy and the WNBA into what appeared to be a PR meltdown. Angel Reese, the league's reigning drama queen and the epitome of attitude, got caught up with Caitlin Clark in a moment that was essentially a basketball 101 contact hustle and a little roughhousing. But somehow this simple in-game altercation turned into a full-fledged witch hunt against the Fever. Suddenly, the topic of discussion wasn't who played harder or smarter, but rather racism, unsportsmanlike behavior, and whether the Fever should even be permitted to play. Let's put on our detective hats for a moment. Angel Reese pushes a Fever player in what is essentially a cheap shot. Nothing happens to Angel, no penalty, no headlines denouncing her for bad play, but when Caitlin comes back with a textbook legal tackle, the Fever supporters are accused of racism. The media goes into overdrive when the league stirs up controversy regarding fan behavior, as if it were the season finale of a reality TV program, and you begin to question whether someone accidentally switched the sports channel to a chat show during the day.